I think Twitter sucks, and I think the majority of things that happen on that website and the app just do not matter. And I think most people on the app and on the website are miserable. And I'd like to prove it to you with the latest and hottest drama that's going on Twitter right now. It's happening with Ludwig and Tyler 1. And if for anyone that hasn't seen this yet, Tyler 1 and Ludwig played Street Fighter. I did some like incredibly fast, concise research, so I may be wrong about some of this stuff, but Tyler 1 and Ludwig played Street Fighter on stage, and Ludwig won 10-3. And Tyler 1 was upset because it seemed like Ludwig was tuning into his streams, watching him play and studying his behavior, and yet Ludwig didn't stream himself playing Street Fighter even a single time, and this is what Tyler 1 had to say about Ludwig not streaming the game.
How you been in every one of my streams watching me, download it on me? What are you doing? You couldn't go live one time and show me what you were doing?
I mean, I like Street Fighter, but I also like viewers. It just doesn't work like that. I'm sorry.
And that single comment right there was enough for everyone to go absolutely wild on Twitter. And when I say everyone, you have to understand, I just want to pose the question in your mind. Would people be talking like this and choosing to spend their time typing these things and saying these things online if they were quite content, quite happy, quite involved with their community, had things going on? You know what I mean? Just ask yourselves those questions, because I'm about to show you some tweets that started a whole lot of drama. So here's the first one by some person named Chris F. Chris F quoted Ludwig saying this: "I like Street Fighter, but I also like viewers," and essentially expressed that they are angry or disappointed, or both, or whatever. And if you scroll down, you look at the first comment. Just look at how much hate festers on Twitter. Just look at how it brings out the worst in people. Like, I just want to say, well, let me read this comment and then I'll talk about it. Ludwig only likes playing fighting games where the fan base is mostly kid touchers who will be okay with him coercing alcoholic professional players into relapsing to the point they black out and grope others, so you can't really blame him for disliking Evo. Okay, that comment cannot be coming from someone who is doing well. Do you know what I'm saying? It just can't. It just can't. You know what I mean? Like, I just refuse to believe that anyone that would say that is not in a place that they wish that they weren't. You know, whether it be mentally or whatever. That is just the type of comment that would not come from a person who is happy, is happy. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't. Ludwig essentially said that, hey, you know, by the way, he won this match against Tyler 1, and he essentially said just a light jab. Hey, I don't think that I like playing Street Fighter, but I don't like how my viewers dip when I play the game, essentially. I would play it, but I also enjoy having viewers, so I can't really play it because Street Fighter doesn't bring viewers. That is not, like, that is a, oh my God, that is such like a light-hearted punch to the Street Fighter and just the FGC community, the fighting game community in general, or the FGC in general. And you would not believe the amount of negativity that's coming from this. First off, I just want to say, not only have I already said my opinion about this comment, my opinion about whatever headspace that person's in just cannot be good, but also I feel like no one, like, I don't... This may just be me. Honestly, it might just be me. But I don't feel like anyone really cares about any drama ever. They only already have their opinions formulated. And by seeing negative drama about the person that they already have formulated an opinion about, it basically allows the floodgates to open up and for them to just ruthlessly rip into whatever person is involved in the drama in the first place. Nobody gives a shit about the drama. No one really cares about this comment, and I think everyone deep down recognizes this is a pretty light jab, and it's just kind of like friendly banter. And yet, you know, if I just look at Ludwig's replies, right? Yeah, it's not even about the banter issue. It's just how in such poor taste it is to make this kind of comment when you're paid to show up at an event celebrating the genre, and there were way better angles to play the villain character. You keep scrolling down. Whatever the reality of streaming fighting games is, this is still an extremely poor taste. It's like, and then they give an example. There's more. There's one of these really made me laugh out loud. Oh, okay, right here. Fuck you and everything your job represents. What you said is easily one of the worst things I've heard in any stage ever. What has become of what once was Christmas for the FGC? And Ludwig says, one of the worst things you've ever heard in any stage ever? Really? One of the worst things? That was one of the worst things? I just think it's ridiculous. But also, like, here's what I will say. I have nothing wrong with Ludwig. I do respect how well he understands the content game. But I do have a criticism about what he's doing currently right now with this Twitter drama that relates to this comment that I found here too. So on the Ludwig clarified, the person that originally had the viral tweet, Ludwig clarified, said that was mostly banter to defend my hidden character, and I do play Street Fighter on stream basically every week, but my job is making dumbass videos, playing Friend Slapper, eating everything from Taco Bell, not grinding ranked ladder while tilting. I think the exhibition was good. And then someone said, damn, you really got offended hard by the blowback. You'd think the thousands you were paid to pretend to care about fighting games would allow you to be happy instead of mauling on Twitter, replying to everyone. Good. It's good that you're bothered. Now, here's what I will say. This person also, I think, is, I hope everything's okay with him, honestly. But, I could scroll down for a long time and you can just see all the reply. Like, Ludwig is replying to just so much shit. And I think the number one argument that I hear from people that do reply to a lot of negativity, the number one argument I hear is you can't let those negative comments go into the world of the internet, in this example Twitter, without any defense, because then it just looks like you're guilty, and then it just looks like that's the only opinion that exists. But I can name you 4 people that I've heard almost that exact same argument from, and I'll save my favorite for last. 3. Josh Strife Hayes, Tommy Makula from Delivered, which is a car. It's like it takes care of buying cars for you, and Pirate Software. Now, one thing that all 3 of those content creators have in common is they have an enormous ego, an ego that they cannot let negative comments go. They just can't. Something inside of them does not let negative comments go. And I think when I first heard Pirate Software say it, I was like, oh, okay, because me as a content creator myself, I'm thinking to myself, I also don't know what's the best way to deal with negativity. Do you just ignore it? Do you respond to it? Do you pick and choose? What do you do? And before all the Pirate Software drama happened, like when he was averaging 12,000 viewers, that's how far ago I'm talking about. I heard him say it back then, and I was like, okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. Like, you shouldn't just idly sit by. And I was like, okay, I kind of adopted that opinion a little bit. But as I've thought about it more, the only people that I've ever heard argue that are people with very large egos that just cannot let that stuff slide. Now, I will say Ludwig hasn't necessarily said that. Ludwig has not talked about why he replies to things on Twitter that I've heard. Maybe he has, but I haven't heard him say that. But if I were to judge Ludwig by his actions and not his words, I would say that he is responding to he's responding to so much criticism about that comment that if I were to pair it with an opinion, it would be that one of like, oh, you can't just let these negative comments go into the void and let people believe them, because then it's going to look like you're not defending yourself and that you are guilty and yada, yada, yada. His actions are aligning with having a huge ego, an enormous ego. And I just to kind of like, so not only is this video talking about the fact that Twitter is just kind of like a site and app that only exists for just to propagate negativity. And I firmly believe that no one really gives a shit about any of the drama. And I firmly believe that like anyone who's like actually happy with their life is taking the time to involve themselves in drama. You know what I mean? And I firmly believe that. That's the stance I want to make. That's the stance that I want to make. And then number 2, I don't agree with how he's handling this. And I also am using this situation to talk about the fact that I think the best way to deal with negativity is just to ignore it. That's what I think. And that's what I've done for basically my entire streaming career. Like, I think I've replied to maybe like 2 comments that really were like, what the hell? Like, where's this coming from? And now I've just chose to just like ignore stuff, or maybe just make like a sarcastic comment, like a joke or something like that. That's the most that I'll do nowadays. But just to drive home the fact that like Ludwig really is replying to like literally everything. This is a post he made an hour ago, or a reply he made an hour ago. I watched your video, bro. I think you're just ass with Crag. I'm assuming Crag is a Street Fighter character. I think. I don't know. But this Cosmic Mercenary person, I clicked on their profile and I opened up their YouTube, and they have 572 subscribers on YouTube with 699 videos. The video that Ludwig's talking about has 1.2 thousand views. And if I click on their Twitter profile, they have 60 followers. So like, what's the point? What's the point? Now, here's what I will say. This channel that you're watching this video on is a daily content channel. And I haven't streamed in a long time, and I don't know what to make videos about. Do I care about this drama? No. I don't give a shit about this drama at all. Do I care about talking about like the behaviors of people and like the psychology behind what is like how negativity can propagate so much, and the psychology behind why content creators will respond to drama? Yes, that's something I find interesting, and I'm kind of using this drama that I don't care about to talk about this, and number 2, to make a video because I don't know what else to do about. So I'm being transparent. I'm only talking about this because I want to make content. That's it. I don't give a shit about this. But there's just a couple of points that I wanted to make, and the first one was that just Twitter is just terrible. Like, Twitter is just terrible, and if I had literally anything else to talk about, I would talk about it, but Twitter just sucks. And number 2, I used to believe that, like, content creators did have to defend themselves, but, like, the thing is like, there's one more thing that I want to say. Number 1, I don't think that they do. I think they can literally just not say anything, and it's like, it does not matter. If they just don't even respond to anything, it does not matter, and no one cares. But number 2, the only people you're defending yourself against, let's take Ludwig, for example. The only people that Ludwig is defending himself against and justifying himself against are people that don't care. Like, they don't care, and they're just hopping on like a drama train. They don't actually care. People like me who I like Ludwig, and I think some of the content that he makes is great, and I think he's very smart when it comes to like being content brained, but I don't care if he's responding. If I'm seeing all this negativity on Twitter, I don't care. Like, I don't care that people are upset. I'll watch the clip and formulate an opinion on my own and be like, who cares? Like, why is anyone mad about that? That was like the most lighthearted thing ever. It was kind of just like playful banter, and then just like move on with my life, and I don't care after that. You know what I mean? And that's if I open Twitter that day, and that's if I happen to be sucked into doom scrolling or whatever. But the point is that he's not even defending himself against people that really care or like their minds can be changed. He's just defending himself against people that already don't like him, no matter what he's going to say, and it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So, yeah, this video, this is like the most slop video I've ever made in my entire life. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.